position groups in particular that are standing out to you at this point?
I think you can go spot to spot and find some guys. I really like how violent our defensive line is playing. Our linebackers are playing fast, and our DBs are communicating. So I'm happy with the progress, but we're just scratching the surface of what we could be.
What's the challenge of putting in, the new defense with new guys, or is it a little easier because you're all new?
Yeah, there's certainly the challenge, but it's like anything else. We have new guys that are young and new guys that are old, guys that have been through the process, and what you're seeing position to position is the older guys that either know the system or have been in a similar system teaching the younger guys. So there is an understanding. Obviously, there's some learning curves from different schemes and teams, but our guys are learning at a pretty good pace right now.
Coach, last season the front seven had trouble getting pressure on the quarterback. It resulted in many sacks. What are you doing this season to improve that?
Well, I know our defensive line coaches are coaching those guys. The biggest thing that we're trying to do is keep the quarterback in the pocket. If we can force him to make bad decisions from there and feel the collapse, I think that'll put us in position to get sacks. But it's going to be, the guys up front making sure we contain and getting after them.
What just you settling into Amherst? I mean, what's the last few months been like?
It's been great. My wife is from Maine. I'm from New York, so it's good to be closer to home and back in the New England area. I was a GA at Springfield, so I'm familiar with the area, and we've been really happy. It was a beautiful summer. A little hot, but it was beautiful.
For you, what is your base defense?
Well, we're multiple, so we can play 4 down, 3 down. We can play with that nickel body or a heavier body to the field. We like to change our looks, and a lot of it's based on our opponent.
I know you're still planning what you guys do, but do you look ahead at all to August 30th in these practices yet, or are you still?
Not in these practices. We did in the summer. We started breaking down the tape and watching ahead a little bit, but right now we're focused on our process and really our installation plan and our guys' understanding of their techniques, alignments, schemes, so that when we get to those game planning, they understand what we're trying to install.
I asked about position groups. I know it's still early, but what about individual players in general that may be standing out to you right now?
Yeah, I think you look group to group. I think Tim Grant Randall's having a good camp. He's moving better up front. He's doing a good job up front. I like what we're doing at the edge spots. We got multiple guys that can play. Linebacker position, you got 3 or 4 guys competing, which is always what you want in camp. And then the defensive backs, we got some older guys. Obviously, I got after Zeron Daniel today. That's my guy. He's stuck out, but he's had a tremendous camp. He's always around the football, and he's a great leader for us.
How many days have you guys worn pads, the shoulder pads? Or is today the first day?
No, we've been in shoulder pads, so we've been thudding a little bit.
Because I know the first couple practices, it's just shirts and hats. Does it feel different as you get more and more gear on?
Yeah, it does. You tend to hear the pads a little bit more. I think that's the biggest difference. And the thing that we're always trying to harp is keeping each other safe. Knowing when you can stay up or go to the ground. We haven't had any full tackling. So most of the things that we're doing is just studying to contact and letting the ball carrier finish. We just always want to be in good body position. But as the pads come on, you start to hear the thuds a little bit more.
Does it make it feel more like football practice?
Oh, sir, it always feels like football to me. But obviously with the pads, defensive mindset, us getting to the football, it's exciting. And I know that's what the guys look forward to.